On my last visit to Summerset, I built a huge interchange station downtown that still doesn't have a name, with trains now running around the first half of the city loop. I'm taking a break from the city centre now by heading back to Woodbridge for an interesting collaboration project. Yep, we're building a fully functional airport. Hey everyone, it's M4J here, and welcome back to Summerset MTR here on Minecraft. Where are you, I hear you ask? You're very high up. Yes, I am. I'm standing on top of the spiral. I'm back over here at Woodbridge, which was built, I think, over a year ago now. Warehouse 14, which is the one down there that still needs finishing, was built just over a year ago. So the spiral, I think it's like... what are we, 13, 14 months old now? Something like that, maybe even older. The depot down there is a little bit newer, but it's crap, so we're going to redo that at some point. The station, we're coming up to 2 years now since Woodbridge Station was built, and I still fall in love with it every time I come over here. Although, now that my building skills I'd like to think are a little bit better, there are certain parts of it that I would change given the opportunity, but for now, I'm very, very happy with it. We've also got the bus station down there, which still needs some stuff doing to it, but hopefully that'll happen in the future. And then we got the tram station, hub, interchange, whatever you want to call it, just down there as well. Again, hopefully in the future that gets expanded a little bit more and we actually have trams running through it. Why am I here then? Because I think last time, after we finished the station that's also unnamed, which is off in that direction-ish, between those 2 points there, I said we were going to come back to Woodbridge and we were going to start connecting this end of things up to Summerset Central. If I come out of third person, there we go. Because I always forget my skin's on backwards and yeah, it makes things a little bit complicated. So yeah, down there is the prototypes for the spiral. Ignore those. Eventually this line here will be the one that heads off up that way, and then it will curve and it'll head to Central over there. It'll probably actually go that way first and then curve around, but for now we're not worrying about that. Instead, what we're worrying about is this branch down here, which the lag is real when I look in this direction. What's the FPS? 20. All those trains will eventually no longer cause lag because I'll be switching to the newest version of Minecraft MTR, which hopefully will fix the issue. But this branch here is the one we're talking about today. Where's it going? I also hear you ask. Well, it's time we built an airport. This city badly needs one. It's a big city, so it needs some form of connection so that people can actually get to and from other cities. And there are 2 other communities now on this server, both of which built by Master Trams, one of which is called Tramsburg. The other one is, I want to say Chirpyville? I can't remember what it's called off the top of my head. I've been seeing screenshots of them. They look very good. I haven't yet been over and visited myself. That will happen in a future video. I believe Master Trams is starting his own series on this in the near future. And he has first dibs, obviously, because he's built it all. So once he's shown it off, I will go over there as well. But we need an airport. And Somerset's going to have a few airports in total. I think it's going to have 4, maybe more. London has 5. I think I've said this before. If you can name the 5 London airports, you get a little bonus point for me. But the one I'm going to base this one on here is the one that most people forget about, which is London City Airport, which is built in the docklands. So this is all the docklands. Doesn't look like it right now, but this will all eventually become the docklands of Summerset. We have started it over here. I say we, Master Tram started most of it by digging out this huge set of docks, but there's more to go. So the spiral here is actually going to be in the middle of a giant waterway. I think I've said that before. This here, this water bit here, is going to be extended out that way. This light rail branch is going to run alongside it, as well as alongside the depot, of course. There'll be another station somewhere off in that direction, and then this section here will be where the runway goes for the airport. We've had some discussions on how to go about building the airport. I've got some ideas. Master Trams has got some ideas. Most of them align. The thing I'm concerned about is making sure that the runway is an accurate length for what I want to do. So I've been told the dimensions of the planes are 35 blocks wide and 30 blocks long. I wanted to build a runway that was somewhere between 750 and 1,000 blocks long, with a runway basically running the full length of it, and then taxiways coming off the side. I think that's doable. Master Trams thinks that that requires too much space. So we will have a look and see. There will probably be a time lapse of some description involved in this, or I'll just do what I normally do, cut the video, come back later, boom, there's an airport. So we'll see about that. I haven't decided on that yet. I think I'm leaning more towards the second one, actually, of just doing the jump cuts, because that saves me so much time and effort. What was I talking about? Oh yeah, so I think the runway is going to be somewhere between 750 and 1,000 blocks long. There'll be a taxiway along most of the length of it, but maybe not all of the length of it. I'm trying to base it off real life runways, and one thing I haven't looked at, which is perhaps a little bit stupid, is what London City Airport looks like, because I feel like that one, the taxiway and the runway, are actually the same thing. And then there's like a weird teardrop shaped thing at the end of the runway where planes can turn around. So that's probably what I'm leaning more towards. It's just making sure that vehicles don't bump into each other, which I suppose could be achieved through timetabling as well as signaling. So I don't even know if you can signal planes on this mod. We're going to find that out as we go along as well. But I think the runway here is going to run east to west or west to east, depending on which way you're looking at it. And it will start directly after the depot here. Reason being is this is nice and flat. There's going to be no buildings in the way. Perfect for the approach to a runway. The other side might be a little bit more interesting, but we'll cross that bridge when we come to it, or we'll cross that runway when we come to it. For now, though, I'm going to go away and come up with some ideas, have a little think. Master Trams is going to pop online in just a moment, and we're going to start, I guess, building. This whole bit of landscape here, I think, is going to be flattened. All of this right the way across, all the way down there. And then this will be turned into waterways, as I've said. Actually, having the waterway right next to the depot is also a really good idea, because it just opens up a little bit more runway space. But eventually, yeah, this will all be flattened, turned into an airport. There'll be this branch here, which will be the airport branch, which will go down, because the terminal is going to be on the south side of the runway. That's something I've come up with. I don't think I've actually informed Master Trams of that yet. But yeah, the terminal will be on the south side, and then this branch here will either terminate at that terminal, or it will have that as like the penultimate or second penultimate stop. And it won't go much further than that. The other branch, which is on that side of the depot, will go a lot further. But I think this one makes a lot more sense to have it curtail here. And then from here, in theory, we can run a shuttle service from the airport up through the loop to, I think it's Reefton Waters that has the turnback track at the moment. And eventually it might even extend all the way up and round to Central, but we'll see. Or it'll just come off at, say, Waterhill Road and take that branch. We don't know yet. That's the fun of this. We have no idea. So, I think I've pitched the project fairly well. There might be little bits in between here where I add some clips just showing progress and things, but for the most part, I kind of just want to get this project rolling now. So I'm going to go away, wait for Master Trams. We're going to have a chat about what we're going to do. And then the next time you see this part of the land, it will be very, very different indeed. So I'm back over here at Lagtown, otherwise known as Woodbridge. And boy, have I got an update to give you. So, where were we last time? I think I was up there and I was talking about building an airport, was I not? Well, we went and did it. Myself and Master Trams spent 4 hours yesterday building this, which is currently Summerset Docklands Airport. And I think that name might stick, because that's quite a nice name, if I do say so myself. We got the taxiway on the left there. We got the runway on the right. We went with my method, which is not the best method, I'm sure. But you can see we've got 2 runway tracks here. The one on the left here is for landing. So the planes head in the same direction. Got floating blocks up there, it's weird. The planes head in the same direction in both cases. So takeoff is on the right, landing is on the left. Reason being is here the plane is closest to the terminal on the left. It makes sense in my head. It might not make sense to everybody. It probably also isn't the best way of doing it. If the terminal was on the right, then this would be the landing one. That's the method I went with here. But yeah, we originally dug out the runway quite a long length. I'm just waiting for the chunks to load, and I can show you the mistakes that we made. And by we, I mean me. Oh yeah, I also extended the canal down this side, which you might have seen. Still got floating blocks. This is all going to get tidied. I'm sure there's a world edit command that will do it for us quicker, particularly as we cut through quite a lot of big hills here, as you can see. But yeah, the runway used to be, I believe it was 800 blocks. So there's another 300 or so blocks in that direction, because this runway here is 500 blocks. But the actual runway tracks themselves are 400 blocks, because we've got this 50 block buffer at the end. Although right here, the planes actually turn in that direction, which I don't want them to do, but they do it anyway. And you'll notice if we do see a plane land, they actually come in really hot. Even down here, they come in really hot, and they shoot across. Not that one. Wow, can't speak anymore. Not that one, this one. They fly around here, they fly around there, and they only just stop at the track over there. So there's a couple of things about planes in this mod that I'm not a huge fan of, but I do appreciate the fact that this mod was not designed for planes, so that, you know, you have to factor that in. I've no idea what happened here with this. I tried to regen the world, and it just created this. So I don't know what happened here. The regen command doesn't seem to work for me as it's supposed to, because I thought it would, you know, fill in this hill and then would dig out a glide scope or something. But nope, it just completely messed everything up. So we're going to have to go and fix that. I'm also very quickly going to come and fix this, and then I'm going to show you the terminal area, which is definitely not finished. There's a lot of work still needs doing. Which is the rest of this episode, basically, is getting it all finished, set up, ready for trains. And that is the goal of this episode, is to build the full terminal building, the full railway station on the light rail, and start trains running between the two. I'm very tempted right now to actually have this station be on the loop line. And that's the wrong button. From here, trains will come up this way into Woodbridge, do the loop to Summerset Central, and then on the way back, they'd come back this way to the terminal again, and then run empty up and over. Actually, I don't know how they'd access the depot from here. That might be an issue. We'll have to see about that. But the rest of it makes sense in my head. Ish. We'll have to see. Maybe starts at Woodbridge, comes down this way, then comes back, and then at the end comes down this way, comes back to Woodbridge, this platform here, and then there it reverses and goes into the depot. That works too. We'll see. This is the terminal area anyway. We've got two plane stands. Stand 1, which is this one, and there is a plane due in 3 minutes, so we might wait for that one. We're not riding the plane for reasons I'll talk about in a minute. And then stand 2 is this one, which currently has nothing, but I'm tempted to set up a little testing, just this stand to this stand via flying, or at least it'll fly for one of them, not for the other one. That might work. And then this over here will be a hangar. As you may have worked out already, all of this is going to be built on an island, or at least some kind of peninsula that sticks out from the main docklands. I'll show you more about the layout of the docklands itself in just a second. But I love this. This looks really cool. The canal is going to continue down here, along the back here, and then cut in a little bit again, and then out again. And there will be a ferry that connects up to this airport as well from Woodbridge. And again, that will probably start at the piers here, and then it will come down this way, and then down this way. And then this area here will get dug out, and the spiral will also be sat in its own little island, which I think would be really, really cool once it's up and running and working properly. What was the other thing? So yeah, down here, this hasn't... Actually, this might have been updated properly now. Yeah, I think it has been updated properly. So I'll go show you that in just a second as well. How long have I got to wait for this plane? The plane sits at the stand for 5 minutes, so we're not going to wait for it to take off. Plus, it disappears on the runway anyway. The reason I'm not boarding the plane is because both myself and Master Trams have experienced this. So I think it's a server issue rather than a player connection issue. Basically what happens is we take off and we fly about 2,000 blocks that way, over Central Station and out towards Tramsburg, which is Master Trams' city. And at that point, we get booted off the server due to a connection issue. Once it was just the player who got kicked off, that was Master Trams. Twice, myself and Master Trams, the entire server crashed. So it doesn't seem to like having to load chunks quickly, which I guess makes sense. The RAM on this isn't the best. I'll admit that. I didn't cheap out when I got the server, but I just didn't think there'd be enough players to justify getting an expensive server. So I kind of went with the cheaper option, which clearly was a mistake. Can I place these? No. Can I place anything? No. I don't know how to get rid of these. Oh, there you go. That's how you get rid of those. So when I upgrade to Fabric, or switch to Fabric, I will upgrade the server as well, because I think that's the best thing to do. I just need to get a rail node again. I'm worried I'm going to miss this plane now. And yeah, hopefully then more players can come on. The server will load a lot quicker. Chunks won't unload. I mean, you can see here as well with the render distance. It's pretty crap. The fact that you can't see the whole runway is pretty lousy. And that means that you can't load all the vehicles in and all sorts. And it's a bit messy. So we're going to upgrade things. My patrons and my YouTube members are awesome. And they are the reason this server exists. So huge thanks to them. If you are willing to become a patron, a Patreon supporter, patron, or a YouTube member, the links to both are in the description. It's very much appreciated. Like I said last time, or the time before though, I am considering switching everyone on Patreon to YouTube membership if they are willing, just to simplify things a lot more. Oh, here it comes. The Fast Express. Yeah, this is to do with plane acceleration, I think. So I might go and tweak that, because that is fast. It's supposed to be 20 meters per second, I think it is, or 20 kilometers per hour around the taxiways, and it's clearly not doing that. So what I'm going to do, because there's no point in, as I say, we're not boarding this plane, although I'll show you inside it quickly. It sits here for 5 minutes. It looks really awesome. First class, standard class. There is a cockpit, but it's not the most detailed. This is sort of the base model. Is that a doorway as well? Oh, I feel like that needs to be connected too, but I have no idea how I would achieve that without the wings clipping. Damn, that's annoying. That might not even be a functional door either, so I might be wasting my time with that. What was I saying? Oh yeah, this is an A320, an Airbus A320. Currently, it's the only plane model we have on the server. It's actually a nice plane model. The only thing I wish it had was wheels, but I can understand why it doesn't, because animating landing gear is quite tricky. Knowing when to have it and when not to have it and things like that. That'd be a massive pain in the backside. Right, I'm going to change this to, let's say, 10 meters per second. It's going to reset things. We've got one plane per hangar. This airport only has one hangar. Oh, there it goes. There will be other airports with more hangars. This only has one, as I said. We will end up with a variety of aircraft as well, hopefully. There are some mod makers out there, I believe, who are working on that. This is all cool. This is really nice. I really, really, really like this. And a huge thanks to Master Trams as well for coming on and helping with all of this. He's the one who laid out all the taxiways for me. He's also done the stop points there. He technically designed the runway for me as well. I did do the blast pads at either end, and I did do the node layout here. But then he also did the taxiway there as well. So very much a collaborative project. The terminal building itself will probably be built mostly by me, but if he does pop on whilst I'm doing it, then he's more than welcome to come and help out. One other thing I want to do, because this isn't a jet bridge airport, as you might see. These are stairs. These are going to be permanent installations. So one thing I want is the terminal building will have a set of doors that basically line up with a walkway that connects to these stairs. I'm going to try and use redstone so that when the plane arrives, I believe there is a block in this mod somewhere. I think, is it under this one? Yeah, one of these ones. Redstone sensor, that's the one. So that when that's detected, when the vehicle stops and the redstone sensor detects there's a vehicle, it will open the doors. So there'll be redstone underground with some repeaters and whatnot that will open the doors. It's been a while since I used redstone as well, so I'm very much looking forward to doing that. If anyone remembers one of my really old Minecraft series where we had an automated minecart system that went around the base, and it went to like the mob spawner and collected drops, and then it went to the farms and collected drops, and I had this really intricate system where if it detected items in a particular chest, it would switch the track so that the cart would go and pick things up. And I really want to rebuild something like that someday, but I don't really play vanilla Minecraft at the moment, so this is the next best thing. Detect a plane, open some doors. I think that's about on the same level of complexity, right? You'll have also noticed it takes a long time to fly there and back. I think it's like 5 minutes at the moment. With the current acceleration as well, that seems to have upgraded things slightly. It was previously 20 minutes from the plane leaving the hangar to returning back to here. So it's quite a long flight. I think it's 14,500 blocks Master Tram's calculated it as, which is insane. I can't actually show you Tramsburg on my map because I've not been there yet. If you were to go on our square map, though, you have to scroll a considerable distance before you see it, which again is just testament to how absolutely massive this map is starting to become, which will explain the lag, of course. That's why things take a long time to load in. Anyway, let's talk about the light rail. You might have seen it earlier, but I will explain it in more detail here. So from Woodbridge Station, we've got these 4 tracks. Now obviously the 4 tracks go down to 2 in that direction, and technically 3 in this direction, but it very quickly becomes 2. We'll follow the 2 here as it turns into 3. There's actually a track underneath here, which I think I've shown off before. This is the terminus track. So for trains that terminate in this platform over here at Woodbridge, we could in theory connect it to that one as well, he says, realizing that that's actually a viable option too. I'm not going to worry about that right now, though, because I think it will have to involve removing this pillar, which I don't particularly want to do. Anyway, the 3 tracks come down this way. At this point here, these 2 tracks slew outwards, and then this one from here starts to descend. At this point, they are 3 tracks running parallel. Obviously, this one here is a one-way thing. Oh, I love it when the trains despawn. Look, I've got my frame rate back and everything. 90 FPS. Lovely stuff. 4.0 fixes all that, apparently. So, again, upgrading to Fabric. This might be the last episode on Forge. I'm saying that now as a commitment. Hopefully, by the next time you see this series, we will have switched to Fabric. Hopefully. But yeah, this is a one direction here. This middle track is also one direction in that way, and then this outer track on the right hand side here is this direction, and you'll see here the 3 tracks become 2. There's a set of points here. At this point it's 2 tracks over here. We then cross this straight bit here, which is actually going to be a canal heading underneath, and then we've got this 90-degree curve, and then there'll be another station around here, and then this will be something docks, and all of this area in the center here will be water. That's the plan. And this is going to kind of be, again, if I show you on the map, you can see we're down here. Hit follow. You see this canal here, and then there'll be a big basin here. The cobblestone I'm going to get rid of momentarily because it's annoying. I don't like it anymore. It's very ugly. And then there'll also be a big basin on this side of the bridge as well. And then there'll be a small connector between the 2. And we're going to have things like old warehouses, new warehouses, dry docks, all that stuff around here. And everywhere where there's a gap, so like here, for example, there'll be buildings. And then there'll be more water on the other side. And there'll be little roads that connect it all up as well. And then a massive airport sat in the middle, which is going to be really awesome. So that's basically it for this section. In terms of the railway then, again, if I hit follow, there'll be a station here on this little island, and then from here the tracks will curve back this way. Now I was tempted to put the airport station underground underneath the terminal. I'm actually now tempted to do the same as London City Airport, where it's kind of built separately and then there's a bridge that connects them. So I think the terminal building will go in this space here, and then the light rail station will be a little bit further south of it. So from here over to here, I think is a good journey. I don't think we need any other stations in between, because again, there'll be a ferry system around here, and that will likely connect up to all the other places along the route. This is all starting to come together really nicely. Master Trams did ask me yesterday what my city centre plans were. Like, how big will the city centre be? What's zone 1, I think was the actual question. And originally, any station on the loop was going to be inside zone 1. So, for example, Blue Avenue. Have I lost my waypoints? I have, but they are... I mean, they're here, but I guess because I died, I lost them. Blue Avenue's around here somewhere, though. So Blue Avenue is the northern limit, and that's up here. Right now, Woodbridge is the southern limit. And I think that will remain the case, actually, because I think the loop will actually head out in this direction. And then to the east, Waterhill Road is this one here, and that is the furthest one out. I think in actuality, that would have been too big. So it's now been revised. Ravine Town, which is here, is the eastern and northernmost. Can you see my cursor? Yeah, it's a little bit small, but it is there. This here is the easternmost and northernmost station in zone 1. So this station over here is just about within zone 1 still. But Blue Avenue, Peninsula Gardens, which is over here, Reefton Waters, which is there, Reefton Gate, which hasn't been built yet, but will be here, Reefton Junction, Reefton Mines. Reefton's huge, I've just realised. Fisher's Wharf, Mosaic Bridge, Clag Lane. No, wait. That's Nightingale Pass. That's Clag Lane. That's Mosaic Bridge. And that's Waterhill Road. They will all be in Zone 2. And then Summerset Place, which is down here, will be the border again where trains re-enter Zone 1. I think Woodbridge will be the southern limit of Zone 1. I think that creates a nice, even-ish area. So the line will kind of come down this way to here and then along this way. So the airport is actually in Zone 2, which I think works. That makes sense. And then all these stations on this branch here will also be in Zone 2. Regardless of whether the airport becomes the terminus or not, I think I'm going to make turn-back facilities here anyway. Maybe just a turn-back siding on the western end so that trains can shuttle back and forth from the city centre to the airport. It is the fact that you can't actually get directly to Central from the airport here, but considering this is the lesser airport of the city, I don't see that being a problem. So yeah, that's where we're at so far. I'm now going to go away and probably build the terminal first, and then maybe do a little update on that, and then we'll come back and we'll connect the light rail up. And as I said, the plan is to get the light rail connected to the airport today in this episode. So hopefully that's still very much doable, but we'll go away and we'll see. For now though, this is awesome. I'm loving this. It looks so cool. Hopefully with the improved acceleration values now, this will look a lot more realistic when the plane comes in. And you can see the chunk loading issues we've got here. The sooner that's fixed, the better. Definitely need a new server. Oh, can I fill 1 more minute and just see if it's fixed it? I think I can. Let's do it. How long have I been recording for? 19 minutes. That's fine. So, yeah, the plan for the terminal here is going to be a little, not like a lean-to kind of building, but not, you know, Terminal 5 at Heathrow kind of thing either. It's going to kind of be like London City Airport, and I'm probably going to get a lot of reference images of that to use as inspiration. It's very simple, it's very basic. There's going to be like a fuel depot and some, I don't know, buses or something over there. Non-functional, I imagine, but you never know. And then the hangar itself, and then immediately after the hangar is going to be water again. And then there will be a tiny strip of land that connects the terminal here to the rest of the city. But for the most part, it might even just be a bridge, to be honest, and this will be fully an island. But we'll see. Alright, we've got 45 seconds. I hate it when I have to time these things. This series is a nightmare for that, because there's a lot of times where I've recorded like intros and outros, and I need the train to arrive at the exact right moment. And if I flub my lines, I have to sit there and wait 3-4 minutes for the next train, and then hope I don't mess it up again on that one. It's a bit of a pain. But yeah, 20 seconds out. There's the plane. Holy mother of God, that's fast. That hasn't fixed anything. What the hell happened there? Alright, I'm going to go away and try and fix that as well. So I'll see you in a moment with hopefully a complete terminal building. And a plane that works. Alright, first update time. And on the surface here, it appears not much has changed. Particularly with the railway over there. Nothing has changed. In fact, if I show you the map here, it's still just this stub at the end here. Absolutely nothing has changed. Except a lot has changed. If I fly down the runway here, hopefully the game doesn't kick me out. I've been having a few disconnection issues recently. Not quite sure why. But we will see this. First of all, we have an aircraft hangar now, which the plane is just missing for us. I genuinely thought for a second there I'd built this in the wrong place, and that would have been almighty swearing, but it seems to be okay. So as the plane heads off down that way towards taking off, which is actually not ideal for us. So what I'm going to do very quickly is just hit clear refresh, because I need it down this end. Very simple aircraft hangar. It's nothing fancy. Again, the wingtip here just about avoids, which I'm very happy about. I've not checked the other side, but I'm assuming it's fine. We then have this, which is our terminal building. Very small, very basic, but also very, very cool and very clever. If I head down... In fact, I've kind of given the game away a little bit. Hopefully all this resets in just a second. If I head round to the front... You'll see we've got some garden areas. We need to put a big sign on this. I'll come up with something for that. And there's a garden area on this side as well. Everything, probably from this wall across, will be fenced in. And I think there will be some kind of perimeter fence going all the way around the outside, even though it's on an island, just to stop players from doing what they're not supposed to do. If we walk in the doors here, you see I've got some sort of disguised pressure plates. I think it's the old Carpenter's mod, Carpenter's blocks, which might have a new name now, has invisible pressure plates, and I'm really tempted to get those. But for now, yeah, they blend in just about. Makes it obvious that you can just stand on them and you can go out. This side here is arrivals. We won't look at that just yet. I've got some like retail space over here that's not really being used right now. Same on this side. This one's more of an L shape. You'll see why in just a moment. We then have departures. Now, brace yourself. Big queue coming. I'm going to come round like this, round like this, round like this, round like this. Oh. It's a good thing I spotted that. That would have been awkward. Round like this, round like this, round like this. This is a double one, which we don't want. So we're going to do that. It's a bit of a tight squeeze, but it does still work. Let me just clear that as well. Then we get to this. Now this is going to be a door, so ignore that. You basically go either side, passport control. Once you're done with that, you come here to security. Put your bags on there, go through. These are metal detectors. They're massive, but they sort of work. And then as you saw there, we have these pistons, and you can't jump over them. So you're basically locked in at this point. You have to go through the ticket barriers, which brings you into the departure lounge, which I'm a huge fan of. Really, really big fan of this. And actually, perfect timing. We are 30-ish seconds away. I don't think we're actually going to see the plane now until it turns into the stand. But I'm going to show you something really, really clever. See, there's a lamp on the floor over there. It was lit a minute ago, but now it's not. And we've got these doors, which at the moment are closed. But in a second, they won't be. In fact, I say in a second, in 10 seconds now. 9, 8, 7. That plane's coming in hot. Oh, I think I need to reset the acceleration values. I think that's a mistake on my part. But yeah, as the plane stops here. Okay, it's not doing what it's supposed to do. Basically, the light's supposed to come on and the doors are supposed to open. I think what I've done is mess things... Oh, there you go. I think it might have been resetting still, which is a mistake that I made, as I said. I think 10 meters per second is what this is supposed to be. But yeah, basically I've got 2 redstone sensors here. I think it's this one that's actually triggering it. And then in here, brace yourselves everyone. If you're a fan of redstone, just avert your eyes. We've got this, which is a pulse extender. I think it's an MCDH pulse extender. I can't remember what it stands for. Multiplicative something or other, I think it is. Oh, I can fill this in a little bit more as well. There we go. But yeah, essentially the sensors are here. That activates this redstone. That then goes into this, which is the pulse extender. You just heard it flick over there. We've got 125 items in these hoppers, and then 2 in these droppers. And basically the dropper sequence here is what activates everything else. Once this completes one full cycle, everything turns off again and resets, ready for the next vehicle. Considering these aircraft are scheduled to sit here for 5 minutes, that pulse extender has also been set for 5 minutes. So when the plane arrives, it will park in its space. This will all sort itself out up here, the automatic gates and all that stuff. And at the same time, the pulse extender kicks into action, opens these doors and flicks that light on. That light is purely decorative. It's just for me when I was testing, and I decided it looked cool, so I kept it. The main thing is these doors open, which means everyone who's sat here, I thought these were functional seats, but apparently they're not, because right clicking is doing nothing right now. But if you're sat here waiting, you can then get up, walk out here onto the tarmac and across to your plane, which will be right here waiting for you. I actually feel like this whole terminal building is actually a little bit too far away from this, but I'm sure it's fine. We have got a road here as well. That's going to link up to the hangar eventually. It's also going to lead to a pair of gates that are going to sit here. And then there will be a road from here that heads off back that way into, I guess, more of the docklands. Besides that, though, yeah, it's very basic and very simple here right now. But I do really like it. It is based on the current London City Airport building, which is due to change at some point. Apparently there are plans. I've got to get rid of that as well. Apparently there are plans for a new terminal building, which every airport that has plans for a new terminal building just causes absolute carnage and chaos. So whether that actually works out well or not remains to be seen. Is there a plane coming? I think I refreshed this. If not, I'll do it now. Yeah, 45 seconds. Thought so. It should be landing at some point anyway. There it is. I think in terms of the acceleration values and everything, we have got this where we're happy now. It's just we had to make some changes to the runway itself, which made some issues. Well, I say made some issues. It was a pain in the ass for me. It was fine for Mastertrams because he was busy adding the runway markings, which look absolutely awesome. And the blast pad there and the taxiways. I think there is still plans to add a taxiway down here too. And maybe even the things that go into the stands and the hangar. But from above on the map here, it looks like an airport now, which is absolutely incredible. Very, very cool. Very, very good job for Mastertrams. He's been very, very helpful with all of this so far. And yeah, planes arrived. The pulse extender probably isn't going to work now. But yeah, the gates open and all that good stuff. I think there's a way you can trim this without it affecting this side. You can use World Edit to like move this over a block and it fixes everything. But I like the double doors. In theory, jet bridges are the width of double doors as well, because you always see the plane door as you're getting on. Although I think the door opens to the left in my experience. But yeah, it is what it is. As I said then, we've got this departure lounge in here. We've got signs hanging from the roof here, which look really cool. We've got some wayfinding signs. So this one here, for example, I need to take out the test line that I had set up because it's causing more problems than it's solving right now. We've also got these ones here. So if you're sat here, for example, you can look at those. But I believe, I'm sure these used to be functional. You know the ones where you sit here and you sort of crane your neck to turn around and look. It's basically that. It's really cool. I like it. And then this is more retail space. So there's one this side here, and just to make the building a little asymmetrical, I've put it on the outside here. Arrivals, might as well show you that. So if I walk through here, there's a little bit of a queue system going on here as well, because again, we've got like a passport control thing going on. And those oak planks there are very important because they stop you from being able to get back through. It's kind of a late addition that, when I realised, oh, you can actually still just jump over the piston. These are iron doors. They are very much non-functional right now. Maybe I'll put a pressure plate or a button or something, you know, like a secret lock that can open the door. I need to look up how to do those again, though. And obviously these here are just very basic redstone lines underneath. What else? I'm sure there was something else that was important. Oh, the other thing over here, I've got automatic iron doors that just open when you arrive here to go into the hangar. And as I said, we've got these big rolling shutter doors here as well. And yeah, it's all looking really cool. I'm very, very happy with how this is going so far. Next stage then is to connect the light rail. Now, we've talked about a parkway station, myself and Master Trams, or some kind of interchange station, which I guess at this point, because bear in mind Central is here and there will be some lines coming out from this. I think having some kind of interchange station maybe over this way, or even just straight south. This station would then sit here. The light rail can then come up this way, and then from here turn south, and then that will likely be the terminus. And then this branch here will just go straight south and then turn eastwards and, you know, carry on going this way. I kind of like that as an idea. So we're going to build another station here. This dock here, actually this dock is going to get extended down. This is probably going to bridge over that, and then we'll have a station on this sort of artificial island, although this dock here is also going to be expanded. We're just going to flood everything around the airport as much as we can. But there will still be buildings somewhere around here, and that's what this station will be for. And then from there, it will come up this way, bridge over this. The station itself here, there's going to be like a plaza outside this, a big square kind of thing with a road connection. And I still want to bring a ferry dock in, so that's probably going to come from over there and come down. Maybe, we'll see. I might even link up on the other side, actually. Not 100% certain on that one yet. And then the light rail will be the other side of that. It might even be the light rail sits, I don't know, here. And then the ferry will be on the other side of it. And by doing that, we can just have one set of gate lines, which would make my life a lot easier. And then the bridge for the road might even go off in that direction. And then, like I said, there'll be another station somewhere off in this direction. If you see that Central there, so if that comes straight south, and this comes straight west, they'll meet somewhere over here. So I think that might be what that interchange station ends up being. But that's probably not going to get built this time. This is taking very, very long to build. The redstone under there was a very long time. And also, just designing the terminal took me the best part of 3 to 4 hours. Might not look like it, but there was a lot of sort of builds and rebuilds going on. Even planting the trees out here. We've got oak and dark oak. And originally I had spruce, and that turned everything to podzol. And then I tried other, because I wanted a big tree somewhere. But we kind of ended up with this, which I'm happy with. There's nothing wrong with it. But yeah, I think I'm waffling on a little bit now. So I'm going to build a big plaza here. Maybe extend the water out a little bit further. Obviously, there's going to be a gate line somewhere around here for the airport vehicles to get in and out of the site. That'll be via the road that you saw, and that's going to just turn straight this way. And then we'll probably build the light rail station here first, and then we might just connect that straight up over there and have that functioning. And then we'll add the other station in the future when the time comes. But we'll map out where it will go. We just won't actually build it. I think that's probably the best idea. Right, I'm going to go away and do that then. I'll see you again in the next part. Okay, some time has passed. A week, in fact, has passed since the last update. It's been a very long time, this project. Hopefully, it's worth it. This plane is just rolling in. That was a coincidence, actually. I happened to start recording as I noticed it appearing in the distance there. You'll notice on the map in the top right corner there, a lot has changed. You'll also notice the map has changed. I've managed to find a way to make it smaller, which is very nice, very lovely. Might as well show you the above first. So the airport is now completely on an island. We've got docks all around it. These little white dots, we'll talk about those in a second as well, because that's very exciting. And you'll also notice that the light rail now comes through, which is also very exciting. So I might as well just turn around and show you this. We don't need to do the big suspense. Excuse me. This is Summerset Docklands Airport Station. It's actually very simple. Very simple design. I'm very happy with it, but it is very functional and very, very good. If we go in this side here, both sides are basically mirrored. You'll notice we've got a gate line in, we've also got a gate line out there, and we've got a gate line out there, which is at the bottom of this escalator. It's the opposite on the other side. We've got ins on this side because there's an escalator that goes up to the platforms over there. If I walk through here, we've got some simple seating down here. I need to find a place to put some departure boards in. Not just for the trains above, but for something which you can actually see over there anyway. But I'll hold off on talking about that one for now. The suspense is real. We got some lighting in here. We got some ceiling designs. These are the Joban client mod and the MTR mod. These I like a lot. I just wish I could make them work. I tried to run them lengthways down the station, and it's an odd number of tiles, or blocks, not tiles. So it didn't quite fit, which is really frustrating. But they look awesome running across like that. So yeah, we've got those in place. Yeah, we have ferries. I'll show you those in a second. We've got ticket machines on either side outside the gate line. And then we've got these blocks of lifts. If I show you this side first. So this is how both sides of the station originally were. You go up an escalator here. You turn around. You go up another set of escalators here. We've got 2 lifts on each side. And then this is platform level. We've got gates. These platforms are actually 60 blocks long, but only the central 40 right now are being used. I believe it is 40. Yeah. So the train will stop right smack bang in the middle of the platform, which I'm happy with. I think that works really well. What else was I going to talk about? There's loads of things I had to talk about, and I've completely forgotten most of them. I love this canopy design as well. That works really well. And the roof from above looks really good. It matches the terminal, but at the same time has its own style. This side, it's exactly the same at the top here. We've got the lifts in the middle, then we've got the escalators either side. However, the escalators here are just a straight shot down, which, to be honest, I was actually tempted to do this side as well, and then have the main entrance be here. But I liked the idea of it lining up here. If I just show you this, it lines up with this crosswalk here, which then lines up with this, which then lines up with this crosswalk here. And then that goes into the terminal building. I have never used the expression crosswalk in my life until just then. I don't know why I decided to say that. It's a zebra crossing. You're English, Mark. Yeah. So the reason the escalators here are different is because of these. We've got these little walkways here that lead out onto the jetties. There are 4 jetties. There's 2 piers, 1 on each side. And this is connected. As you can see, we actually have a ferry line that goes all the way over to the Lanes Pier. This is actually the origin of the line now. So it comes out of the depot at Woodbridge, sails all the way down. I was about to say, where's that going? Yeah, I've just remembered how this is laid out. Sails all the way down here, comes into this side. I think it's D. I actually need a thing that indicates what pier is what, because this doesn't make sense. It doesn't say like Pier D or anything like that. Also, for the record, we've got stands 1 and 2 over there. These are platforms 1 and 2 for the light rail, and then these are A, B, C, D. I think this one's A, actually, and then it's B, C, and D. Got 40 seconds to wait. We could just see which one it goes into. Yeah, so it comes out here, does its trip, and then when it comes back, it goes into a separate one, and then goes back. Now, this looks pretty calm here, but if I do this, you'll see how many nodes we've got. And in fact, if I grab any of these tracks, this is how it's set up. So it's a bit like the terminal actually over there. We have the 4 jetties, the 4 piers, and then each one is on a bi-directional track. The boat reverses into the turnback and then heads off, which I think is very cool. So yeah, it's B and D, I think, are the 2 that are used. Seems to be the case. Ignore all the animals in the water. The spawn rates around here are incredible. Very, 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 very much hyperactive in terms of spawning animals all the time. I need to fill in all of these grassy areas with trees and bushes and things like we've got over there. I also need to finish these bridges. So this is going to be a really magnificent structure here. I'm actually going to have to reroute the ferries underneath it once it's done. The ferries were a whole other problem. I kept accidentally deleting the nodes, which sounds innocent, but it's really not. Huge pain. And then for the light rail on this side, it comes this way. It slaloms to the left, goes along here, and then it actually drops down a block on that corner, and then it drops down a block again on that corner, and then that's the other station over there. So I think that's a fairly sizable gap between stations. We're not doing the DLR where every other street is a station, although we have done that in other places in the city. It might end up being the case that we do add another station somewhere, maybe on that bit there, just because. And I feel like if I was to do that, I would build it inside a skyscraper, which would look really cool. This side, we've got the 2 tracks coming out this way, and believe it or not, the airport is actually a terminus station for some trains, because over here we have a turnback siding. Now you can imagine that this bridge used to carry on straight, but over time the route here has been reconfigured and realigned, and therefore it now curves off down to the left. The fact that both tracks separate and do their own thing, I'm a huge fan of. I think that works really, really well. I'm just going to pop this back in because it wasn't supposed to get removed. Set smooth stone. And I might actually come back and turn this here into slabs. We'll see. But yeah, we're actually ready to start running trains along here now. So let's do it. I have an idea for a line. I was thinking, I'm going to have to go all the way up to Reefton Waters where there's a turnback siding. In fact, there isn't even a turnback siding. There's a terminating platform. And I was like, no, Summerset Place has a terminus facility. So we're going to do that. So we're going to start a couple of new lines. I'm just going to see... Yeah, platforms 1 and 2. That works. Hopefully this all works. So, right, I'm going to copy the colour of this station here, because this is going to be the colour of the line. Like so. And then we're going to go routes. I was about to say, why do I not see the routes? That was really scary. Then I thought I'd messed up. New route. Platform 1 at Docklands Airport. We're then going to come up to Woodbridge, and we're going to go into platform 1 here as well, I guess. Then Kingsbridge, platform 1, and then Summerset Place, platform 2. You are going to be the Docklands line west. Might as well do a capital. And then your colour is going to be that. Nice. And we're going to hit done. We're then going to do the same thing, but heading back the other way. So starting here, we're then going to go to Kingsbridge. We then have to go to the outer platform here at Woodbridge, platform 4, and then down to Docklands Airport. You are going to be the Docklands line. Actually, this is Docklands line west. I'm just going to do that for now because I've messed up already. How do I get my easts and wests mixed up? Come on, Mark, you're better than that. Alright. This one. East. And you are light rail. We'll give you a route number as well. LR02. There we go. This one can now be west. Again, you are light rail. Route number LR02. Okay. So now, in theory, we're ready to start running trains on this. Should we? I think that's a yes. I would like to get trains running to end this episode. So let's look at the depot. We're going to use probably just this one over here for now. even though it says work in progress. I think it is actually set up and ready to go. So we're going to edit instructions, Docklands line east, Docklands line west. Now hopefully if I hit refresh here, there we go. Generated successfully. Where's my first train? In 21 minutes. That doesn't sound right. Why is that 21 minutes? So a train has left. I have a horrible feeling it's not going to do what I want it to do. Can I get over there in time? I've got some issues at the moment with the server, and I said this is going to be the last episode on Forge, and I think that's definitely the case. It's definitely going to be the last episode on this server because it badly needs upgrading. Why are you sat there? Oh, you're actually waiting for that now. That's clever. That's new. So I think this here is the new train. Oh, the lag is real. The annoying thing is I don't think I can actually see what line you're on until you get to the first stop. So let's assume this is the first train. And we're going to watch to see what it does. Now what it should do here, instead of going left here, it should go straight on. If it doesn't do that, then we have a problem. We have a problem. Yeah, it's supposed to go straight on here, connect up to this, then run through the station here, and off towards the airport. That's what it's supposed to do. So where is it going? That's a very good question. I have a horrible feeling it's going to actually run all the way to Summerset now. In which case, I might as well, if it is going to do that, I might as well just swap the lines round, right? And have it run to Summerset Square first. Or Summerset Place, technically. The place is called Summerset Square. The station is called Summerset Place. Not confusing at all. But Master Tram's station is Summerset Square. So it does kind of make sense in that respect. But still, very confusing. Yeah, I feel like this train's not going to stop here at Woodbridge. It's going to head straight through. Which I'm also fine with. What's the... Yeah, 22 minutes. I'm not a huge fan of that. I don't know why it's taking so long. I really hope it isn't going all the way up to Somerset Central and then back. Because that would be incredibly stupid. Here it comes. Off the spiral. Might have to put a cut in here, depending on how long this takes. Wait, are you just a loop train? No, you're not a loop train. Okay. So yeah, you're now going to come through here. It's so annoying that you can't have two lines coming off a depot, it seems. It just doesn't know how to calculate that. Which is really weird. There is another alternative to this, which is we start at Woodbridge, run through to the airport and then back. But the whole point of having these stations act as termini, is that they act as terminuses. Or termini. We're now going to have an issue here where this train's in the way. Oh, it's just departing. That's good timing. As this one comes thundering through at full speed. Here it comes. So what does that one say? 40 something seconds to Woodbridge. Yeah, you're not turning. You're going to Somerset Central, aren't you? That's not good. We're going to change that. Woodbridge Northwest. Edit instructions. So we're going to move you down. And we're going to refresh. Okay, now what's it saying? Woodbridge, Woodbridge, Woodbridge. I still think it's not working properly, you know. Yeah, I still think it's not working properly. Oh, hello. Nearly got hit by a train. I'm just going to pop up here and we're going to see what's going on. The airport isn't even appearing on there right now. Ay, ay, ay. Oh, no, there is one. Somerset Docklands Airport in 18 minutes. That is definitely not correct. Something is amiss. The pathfinding on this mod is a little bit finicky at the best of times. I'm not a huge fan of that. I think 4.0 does change that. But it's the fact that this. Why is this not working? Why can't it register the fact that there is a quicker route if it comes this way, and instead of going left and up and over the spiral, it instead goes straight on? To my knowledge, all of these tracks are connected. This is connected here. This is all fine. It can run through here and onto the branch. It should not be 19 minutes to the next train to Docklands Airport. And it's also the fact that once it terminates, how does it get back to the depot? And actually, that one is an interesting conundrum, because I guess it'll have to use the turn back at Summerset Place for that. But yeah, it shouldn't be going the way that it's going. Let's just put it that way. We also have trains overtaking each other, which is less than ideal. I'm going to go away and have a think about this, but this episode, as far as I'm concerned, is complete. We've built an airport, fully functioning airport, and we've connected it to the light rail system. And that train... Oh, hello. Bit of server lag. It might kick me off as well, which will definitely be the end of the episode. You're now waiting... Oh, you went straight on. Wait, why are you going straight on now? You shouldn't be going straight on. And you're also now waiting for the wrong track? Or are you actually being held up by a signal? I think you're being held up by a signal. Yeah, the yellow one. That's fine. That means that actually works. And you're now being held there, which is also fine, because that also now works. Okay. I'm alright with that. A bit annoying that you're going this side and not this side, but we'll live with that as well. So I'm still saying 17 minutes, but you are officially the first train to use, or you will be in a second, the first train to use the new branch, which is very exciting. So I feel like we should follow this, even though it's going to take a little bit of time. It's just a little bit faster than me as well, which is annoying. But if I do this, I'm a little bit faster than it, which is even more annoying. Where did you come from? We've missed the first train to operate on the branch. That's annoying. Oh well. So yeah, you're now running all the way through to the airport, which is very exciting indeed. Oh, I'm getting server warnings. Oh, it can't keep up. That's fine. Don't worry. I can't keep up either. So yeah, eventually this will be a station. Again, probably inside a building. Oh, there's another train there. So why is it working now, but wasn't working before? The pathfinding is so weird, particularly in the fact that, unless I've named them incorrectly again, which I don't think I've done, this is wrong. This train's going to come straight through here and not stop. Unless I'm mistaken. Yeah, 20 minutes. So it's not going to stop here. So it's coming the wrong way. Although that one's in 18 minutes. How's that one more recent than this one? That makes no sense to me. Unless this is the wrong platform. But I don't believe it is. No, you're the right platform. This is very confusing. I'm just going to switch the server to Fabric, bring in the new version of MTR, and see if that fixes it. But for now, ow, as I punch my desk, I'm going to end this episode here. Thank you very much, everybody, for watching. Don't forget to hit the like button if you enjoyed the video, and of course if you're enjoying the series so far. Drop some comments down below with ideas for future episodes. If you haven't already subscribed to the channel, be sure to hit the subscribe button. If you have already subscribed to the channel, thank you for your continued support. Enjoy the rest of your evening, and if you'd like to check out becoming a Patreon or YouTube member in order to join the server, the information to both of those is in the description down below. As I said, enjoy the rest of your evening, And until next time, I will see you soon.